Hello, happy Saturday! So today we are going to make a Japanese style beef burger. This is what we are making today. Let me show you on the side what is it that we need to prepare. I'm going to show you something. Already baked the buns. So the buns were baked earlier, home baked, and I'm going to cut it up so that later we can make the bun. The burger is 100% homemade. So now we are going to make the beef burger itself. This is Japanese style one, so not the variations. I'm just doing the Japanese style. Okay, I have some ground beef here. Over here we call this minced beef. Okay, this is what we need. Of course, beef burger, right? Of course, if you are vegan, there are vegan choices, yeah, like vegan beef. And then you just do the same recipe. I was going to make the vegan one, but I realized I didn't have that today, the ingredient. So this is all you need. Over here, you need some onions. This is onions. And guess what's wrapped here? Okay, I'm actually drying up the water. This tofu. Okay, so I'm absorbing the water from the tofu. So make it dry. Okay, and egg. Okay, egg. I'm using a little bit of different recipe here. So this is red miso, organic red miso. You can use other miso. It's just testing different recipe. Of course, there's also another version of at least 2 or 3 other versions of the Japanese beef burger. But however, I'm testing this one. This is Himalayan sea salt. A little light sauce, pepper, and this is Panko breadcrumbs. You see often in Japanese cooking they use this. Yeah, that's all we need for today. So let me show you how to get going on the beef first. Okay, on the beef, how do we make it? All we need to do is we add tofu. So I'm just going to dry it for the one last time. Okay, of course on the side I also prepared cabbage and tomatoes for the beef burger later, and that's of course you don't have to cook that. So just make sure you dry this. So let's get going here. Okay, I'm adding the tofu into the beef. Okay, it just gives it a different texture. Just smash it in. So you just mix this evenly in here. I'm going to add onions as well. I'm using silken tofu, not the hard bean curd. The hard bean curd is we call it, I think, for the firm bean curd. The other one is not for this. This is the soft one, soft tofu, soft bean curd, the silken version. Okay. So what do we do with the onions? So we just need to fry the onions first. It's not going in raw. Of course, some people choose to put in raw because anyway you're going to fry it later. But when you caramelize it, it's actually more tasty. You can also mix this directly into the beef, like I said. I just prefer to just caramelize it a bit. So here is the mix, the beef with the tofu. Make sure you dry your tofu so it will not be wet. You will not wet everything up here. is a bit transparent already. Okay, turn down the fire. Okay, I'm just going to let this cool a little before I add into the beef. The beef is a bit cold. So let's continue with the beef. So what's going into the beef now? Let me show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to add miso, organic miso. In here. So let's go with about a tablespoon. It might be a bit salty. If you have to depend on the miso you use. This version is not very salty. Okay. A little bit of salt. Little bit of salt. Okay. The miso. Okay. So if Nimala can help me, just type in here. There's ground beef. There is tofu, silken tofu dried. Now we have the miso. A little bit of the soya. Not too much because I already have miso. Just about half a tablespoon first. Okay. Just clear away the excess. Some pepper. The Panko breadcrumbs. So 4 tablespoons here. I'm going to add 2 more here. And of course our egg. Okay. Egg is also a binder here. Actually, you can cut down the egg to about 1, but because I had leftover from the brushing of the bread, you know, the bread, when we bake the bread, we actually brush a small layer of the egg above, hence that's why there's some left over. So there's slightly more than 1 over here. Okay, this is the texture. I'm going to add a bit more breadcrumbs to make it tighter and more dry. Okay, and I'm going to put in the onions now. Some more of the breadcrumbs. So you can adjust the wetness according to how much ingredients you add here. Make sure it's a dry spoon. So 2 more spoons here. So you can start to press and make your patty. Okay, depends on how big is your burger, what's the size. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not making very big because my burgers are not so big. Only 1 or 2 is bigger size. The rest are not so big. So you can also serve without the bread. Just serve with sauce also and some other sides. That's also good enough. You can also make this patty, right, and you freeze them away. Yeah, you just freeze them. Of course, you wait for your onions to be cooled down before you put into your patty. Then you can freeze all this patty away in your fridge. Just vacuum pack them to keep for other meals when you want to make for family, right? So you don't have to rush to make them. So that's what I will do. Now we can cook. a little oil. Actually, you can skip oil too, because there will surely be some oil from the beef. Okay, heat up. Okay, on the side, what do I have? Let me show you what else do I have to grab on the side. I have prepared some cabbage here, some tomato, and that's for the completion of the burger. And this, the Japanese mayo. If it's too wet, right, you can add some cornstarch also. However, this one I didn't add. You can see I didn't add any flour here. So it's actually very simple. I just added, the only difference is I added miso paste, red miso, some salt, soya sauce, and panko breadcrumbs, tofu with the beef. Oh, I broke one. So it's too soft. So shows that it's too soft because I broke one. So make sure you have some cornstarch in there, because this one is a bit wet, because I had a bit too many eggs here. And also you have to tap for the air pocket to come out of the beef so that the beef will sit nicely together. This is ready. You can actually remove this, and let me show you what happens. Okay, let's complete the beef. Okay, the beef burger. So this is my bun. You can always put a little bit of butter to be more flavorful. You can also skip. You can add cheese. That's one way. The kids like cheese, right? You can add cheese. Okay, I'm going to remove this from the pan because I don't want to burn it. Wrong butter. She brought me the whole block of butter, so why very hard. I'm not gonna cut. This one I can just apply. Okay, just apply your butter. Just making it, you can skip the butter because we're going to use mayo later. Then add your beef burger, the beef, oh, perfect size. Add some tomatoes, if you take tomatoes, like that. Then add some cabbage. Okay, add some cabbage. This is a small burger, so don't be too ambitious with too much ingredients. See, it's a handful for me, so you can see how small this is. Okay. Then you want to use mayo. Burger. And it's done! I'm just using a chopstick to hold them together because this is quite thick. Of course, you can even add a cheese if you want to, and that's done for a burger. So you can do different combination. If the kids doesn't take, if the kids don't take veggie, then you skip the veggie or choose the veggie you like. And we have the burger done. This is a whole lot of Okay, let's choose this one, slightly smaller. Okay, thicker. Some cabbage. Or cabbage can be a side if you don't want to put on the burger. Then you just serve with mayo or ponzu sauce. Add, this is Japanese mayo. Cover. And I'm just putting this to hold it for now before we eat it. Second done. And finally the third one. So easy, right? This dinner. So you can prepare all this patty, right? Then just don't fry them. Use a vacuum pack. Store the beef patty away. Whenever you want to make the burger, then you just pan fry the patty, and you can serve the burger. Okay. You can even use other sauces, but in this case, today's one I'm using mayo only. And this is also freshly made buns. We just made this afternoon. So, we are ready for dinner. This is the bun. Yeah, that's all for today. Okay, bye people.